In today's episode, I'm going to unpack how you being hyper creative, or what I call a creative junkie, constantly creating new content, new products, new things without forcing it into a clear goal, how it could be the thing that's hurting your business. Maybe you don't need a new thing. You need to buckle down and improve the thing you already have. I'm going to show you how you can begin to choose one product, one service, one audience, and massively use it to grow your income. I'm on a mission to teach coaches and entrepreneurs how to make more, work less, hire their funnel, and let the funnel do the work. If you're ready, join me on Monetize with Marcus podcast. Welcome back to another episode of Monetize with Marcus podcast. I'm your host, Marcus Barroja. Now, here's what I'm excited about. We've been having this, long-winded conversation about the entrepreneur GPA. It's like your mama saying, boy, sit down. And your friends outside honking the horn, texting you saying, hey, you coming or not? And you're like, because you, okay, ma. I talked about F students. You were like, okay, bro. I talked about D students. Okay, bro. And in this episode, I think we should go ahead and finish this entrepreneur GPA so you can move along and enjoy your life and get back to whatever it is you do. I don't know. All right. So you already know by now the entrepreneur GPA. GPA stands for goals, paper, the goal that you have as a company or as an entrepreneur. The paper that you make and the actions that you take makes up the entrepreneur GPA. And we said the F students are habit addicts. We talked about D students, which are emotional hoarders, that hoards emotions of failure, that keeps them from making tough decisions in business or asking for the sale or forces you to discount your price. Now, the C student, I really want to dig into this idea of what I call a creative junkie. This is a person. Have you ever found yourself like days you know you have a long list of things to do? You do the easiest thing to ignore doing the hard stuff. Like, okay, I'll get around to it. And you feel better just feeling like at least I did something. Right? Just that feeling of you just walking around. Like it took you 2 hours to film a 2-minute video. And you're like, yeah, I filmed a video and I edited it, but there were more important things to do in your business. And that feeling that you got of just at least I did something. I know so many people, entrepreneur, beware. The most dangerous thing for entrepreneurs is spending a bunch of time on that thing called Canva. You know, you do know that you can go on Fiverr and pay somebody $5 to $10 to create what probably took you an hour on Canva. Now, you left your job because they offered you $9, $10 an hour. You're like, yeah, I quit that job, bro. I ain't want my 9 to 5. They wasn't paying enough for you to become an entrepreneur and do $9, $10 an hour tasks. You just gave yourself a decrease in income, and you felt creative. Look at that flyer. You sound like an old uncle. That's on a barbecue. That's a fire. That's a fire. Instead of you, that's a flyer. That's a flyer. Listen to me. It's all jokes, but I'm serious. At this point in my life, I'm not spending a lot of time doing something that at my best, all I'll be is average. You should not spend a lot of time in your business doing something that at your best you only be average. I'm not a video editor. I'm not a graphic designer. I'm great at marketing. At my best, I'm average at everything else. I'm great at speaking, but at my best, I'm average at everything else. So I can speak, but I can't capture and edit my speeches. I would rather let somebody that's at their best. So those people that are creative junkies, they spend their time constantly creating new things. They start with a conference. Then they say after the conference, they want to do this. Oh, I got this ebook. Oh, now I got this course. Oh, now I got this conference. Oh, now I got this program. And what makes it worse, creative junkies are drawn to listening to a whole lot of new ideas and new concepts. So you'll sit on an IG Live and listen about Turo, but you don't have a Turo business. Now you want to start one. You'll sit and listen about Amazon. Now you want to start an Amazon business. You'll sit and listen about funnels. When you do that, what you're doing, you're not going to like this. This is going to be the dopest thing. Come here. I felt really brilliant. I need my glasses for this. You got to hang them off your nose because that's what makes you look smart, okay? Every person I know that's smart wear their glasses hanging off their nose, okay? And they keep doing this. And you got to do your mouth like this when you push them. Okay. Now I'm talking about the creative junkie and this whole entrepreneur confusion. What should I be doing? Who's my audience? I'm confusing myself, confusing my audience. I can't get success. Why does a lion tamer use listen to this, a stool instead of a stick? Why does a lion tamer use a stool instead of a stick? Which camera I want to look at? Let's look at this one. Why does a lion tamer use a stool instead of a stick? Because the lion has extreme strength, potential. He can run fast. He can destroy anything in his path. But the lion tamer, by using a stool, in order for the lion to attack, it needs a primary focus. It needs to focus and then pounce. By using a stool, it keeps the lion in constant hesitation. It does not have a focal point of what to attack, so its strength becomes weakness until it can focus. Oh, that was good. That was good. And here is the problem with entrepreneurs. We all have a genius type quality in order to be an entrepreneur. We all have lion type speed and strength, but when you are a creative junkie, your strength becomes useless because you don't have a focal point. What's the primary focus of your business? What's the one thing that you know every day is the most important to your business? That's your primary focus. As a creative junkie, you're going to always have a new idea, something else you can do that you feel good doing, that you enjoy. You shouldn't go to no more conferences for a little while. You probably don't need no more webinars for a little while. You probably should just go back through your notes. Like, let me just go through my notes, and for the next month, let me tell you what I'm doing. If it's not about faith or funnels, I don't want to know it. The only thing I'm reading right now is things connected to the space of faith. Like, I want to know more about God, about my faith, about my relationship with God. I'm going to read that. I'm going to read my Bible and books surrounding that, and I'm going to read about funnels. Podcasting, you name it. Now, in that whole funnel space, I might drip just a little bit, please hear this, into finance. That's where I'm learning a little bit about stocks and things of that nature. So that gives me some clear primary focus. These are my focal points of what I'm learning about. You need some guardrails. You need some way to channel your mind and say, okay, I'm going to channel my creativity into these lanes. All right. C students, let's get into B students. This is the most important thing I'm going to teach you in this podcast. What I love about my podcast, it's kind of like going to a seminar, right? It's like, man, you walk away and you're like, I learned that. Hold on, what did he say again? If you listen to my podcast and you don't rewind at least twice, I failed. Like, you got to be telling people to shush and pause. All right, let me take my glasses off for this one. B students are those that I call undiagnosed IG syndrome. B students are people with undiagnosed IG syndrome. This is the most important thing. I'm going to have to do one more episode to unpack undiagnosed IG syndrome. What is undiagnosed IG syndrome? I'm not talking about Instagram. IG is the informational gap. Every entrepreneur has an informational gap. What does that mean? Right here, this is what I know I want to do. Over here, let me do it like this. This is what I know I want to do. This is the skill that I have in order to accomplish it. And this is what I need in order to be extremely successful. There's always a gap in every business. There's certain, let's say, an entrepreneur who is a recording artist. They know how to sing, but the gap is, how do I get my songs out there? Now, the thing that they have to learn is how to bridge the gap. I know I want to do X. I only know how to do Y. How do I get to Z? The space between Y and Z is your informational gap. Every entrepreneur has it. You might know how to do finance, but you don't know how to do operations. You might know operations, but not sales. You might know sales, but not marketing. What I always encourage people to do is don't take on any business model that requires you to have multiple informational gaps at a time. So you don't want to go into 3 businesses at one time. You don't want to do an ebook and a course and do Turo and do a coaching business at one time. Why? Because all of them have an informational gap of how to grow them. If you've got multiple informational gaps, it leaves you stuck and you can't fully maximize it. So here's how you figure it out. I want you to answer this question. Here's your strategy. What is the one thing I don't know that if I knew it, I could have more blank? What's the blank? More happiness, more success, more money, more wealth, more time freedom. What is the thing you want? What's the goal? The paper to action, right? What's the one thing I don't know that if I knew it, I could have more blank? When you can fill in that blank, you can then start learning only that to fill in the information gap. This is so good. This is so good. All right, and then let's finish this off. What's an A student? This is a person who's in perfect alignment. that their monthly, their weekly, their daily, and their yearly goals aligns to the paper and aligns to their action. This has been another phenomenal episode of Monetizing Markets. Was it as good for you as it was for me? I'll see you in the next episode.
Very nice.
Did you like that one?
Yeah, I like that one.
Let me ask you this, and we're still rolling. Did you want to give anything, follow me here, do this and that?
I should have. But
That
what,
should be-
but what we might do on the ones that I don't say that, because I know in the other ones I was sending them somewhere to monetizewithmarkets.com/podcast. What?
Well, the good thing is you're still wearing the same outfit, so if you want to roll through it, you can just cut it in.
And put it in everyone.
We're going to do that, and on the screen, we're going to have that little banner pop up on them. Follow this, and this. For more resources, visit monetizemarkets.com/podcast. And I want it to be like that little, like not words on the screen, but the actual banner. You know what I'm saying? It comes in and then fades out. You know what I'm saying, Tony? So let's make sure we have that, and we'll communicate that to Steven, too.
It'll be on YouTube, right?
YouTube, yeah.
Put it in the description. Obviously, you can add it in there too.
Yeah.
It's good to say.
But does that,
You want to do it one time vocally or whatever?
I don't mind.
Have
Just to have it.
Yeah.
So it's, so we still roll. So just 3, 2.
Make sure for more information like this and much, much, much more, if there's resources you need, whether it be on how to market on social media, how to create courses, and so much more, you can visit monetizewithmarkets.com/podcast. Monetize, I know, in case Hook Don't Phonics didn't work for you like it didn't work for me. MONE, I think that's right. Yeah, TIZE with Marcus, MARCUS.com/podcast. Tons of resources. Hope you enjoy.